Hi, I'm Dave Travis, the Chief Encouragement Officer of Leadership Network, and I'm joined today by Reggie McNeal, who's also on the team at Leadership Network. Reggie, you spoke at the Innovation 3 conference 5 years ago about missional renaissance. What's happened since then in that whole movement?
Well, there's a lot going on there. First of all, I can report that while a lot of folks then were still putting their toe in the water, trying to figure out if they want to be part of this missional movement or what, the movement's gained incredible traction in the last 5 years. I used to have to explain to people why it was critical for them to be engaged with their communities and be externally focused and all that kind of stuff. Well, now that's just a given. Folks now are saying, well, how do I do this? Not what is this all about? So I'm very encouraged on two fronts. One, the number of individual congregations that are trying to figure out ways to connect with their community and to bless their community. But I'm also very excited about the kind of the green edge of the frontier of this, which is collaboratives that are moving in to really adopt some really big issues and target some big items that individual congregations can't take all on their own. So
give me an example.
To me, that's one of the.
Can you give me
an example? Would be, for instance, like in Redwood City, California, Mid-Peninsula area. Just today, while you and I are doing this, they're getting ready for a meeting out there with a bunch of faith leaders to figure out how can they partner with that city in a literacy initiative. Or one of our clients out of Missional Renaissance groups in Fort Worth, working with the independent school district there, has been able to put over 600 volunteers in over 30 schools to help first graders read at a first grade level so that we get in front of the literacy deal. Or up in Titus County, Texas, where we're collecting 30,000 books for summer reading so kids don't regress in their reading. Or it can be something which sounds simpler but is more kind of grassroots kinds of things, neighboring initiatives like over in North Oak Cliff, not far from our offices there in Dallas, where probably this summer we'll do a neighborhood survey of needs and connect those up, begin to strategize around how folks can become aware of just what's available to them. So, I mean, or in Pensacola, Florida, where we're doing a healthcare initiative that's going to involve a community case management system for people who, once they leave the emergency room, what kind of resources are available to these folks, which involves some free clinic and that kind of thing. So it's a very exciting time. This is just blossoming everywhere.
Great. What are you working on now? 5 years ago, you were working on Missional Renaissance. Tell folks what you're working on right now.
Well, in terms of our shop there, of course, we're launching a leadership community around this whole city impact because I think this is huge. And because you and I, as church leaders, we weren't taught to collaborate. We were taught to inspire and to persuade and, to motivate and all that. So it's pretty easy for us to think we're going to ride out from Camelot and bless everybody and everyone will just fall down and be grateful for us showing up. But there's some real skills involved in building cross-domain collaboration so that you can really build on-ramps for the whole community to get involved and to own a problem so that the whole community can own a solution. And so this is really an important, I think, new chapter that's being written. And we're privileged there at Leadership Network to be on the front edge of it. And so we're convening this City Impact group starting in October. And so that's one of the things, and probably the biggest thing I'm engaged in right now.
Great. And people can find out more about that on our website about how to connect with you on that topic. Hey,
right.
When we did this conference, the book Missional Renaissance was just coming out. And since then, you've released a couple other works. You want to tell folks quickly about those?
Well, sure. Missional Communities followed Missional Renaissance. I didn't intend for this to be trilogy, but Present Future kind of broke open the conversation for lots of folks and did a little deconstruction, gave some language. Missional Renaissance gave ways for people to talk about it. But of course, the whole missional communities phenomenon was just beginning to break on the scene. So, we were able to contribute to that conversation. And then personal missional living, how to, not just at the community, the leader level, but how do individuals get involved. So the Get Off Your Donkey book with Baker, which is my more recent book, is all aimed at helping individuals who want to make their lives count. And how do they do that? And how do they bring their best person to that work? And in in kind of a collaboration with that, how does their service help them to become better people? So those are a couple of things.
Great. Finally, Reggie, what encouragement would you give all our viewers here today?
Oh, listen, here's the deal. I mean, I used to get hate email by the time I got to the airport after speaking to a group of people about these very things. Like, what are you talking about? I mean, but I can tell you, our culture is wide open to the church repositioning itself, re-narrating our story to match up with the kingdom story, which is all about the lame walk, the blind see, kids can read, people have access to health care, have jobs. I mean, as we do that, we're going to find a culture that is wide open to the message, wide open to the good news of the kingdom. It doesn't take everybody. If it's just you, just do what you want to, just go at it, and you will find a lot of partners come alongside.
Great. Thank you, Reggie. Thanks for being with us.
You bet. You bet.